the infield. And 30 laps the distance for the late models here this evening. Our final local feature of the night before the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour. Rolls out. Brian Tagg, Zach Robinson hit the restart box in turns 3 and 4. They wind it up. Green flag is out. And Tagg gets an incredible launch on the outside lane. Release the charge as they go down into turn number 1. It is Tagg comfortable out front with Skola. Works the outside lane with Robinson for the battle for second.
Yeah, quick battle for second, too, with Robinson getting right in there, trying to work the inside. Lascola on the outside. And they are side by side again across the stripe. Best battle right there. They are chasing Brian Tagg, who got out to the early lead in the number 9.
Down the back straightaway they come. And Robinson's got the advantage for that number 2 spot at the moment, but as they roll down to 3 and 4, Wiscola draws back even in the outside lane for a moment. Off of 4 they come, though. Robinson is clear to that second spot. See if he can set his sights on Brian Tagg as they go down into turn number 1. Wiscola not far behind. Jake Johnson right there in 4th as well. And rounding out the top 5 in the early going, Jared Roy, the former mini stock champion here, won a lot of races in a mini stock. Certainly a lot bigger, a lot faster, but he's doing a nice job here in the 5th spot in the early going.
Yeah, they are nose to tail from second on back, working their way out of turn 4 down the front stretch and into turn number 1. Brian Tagg trying to maintain that strong lead as the caution comes out.
As the field comes off turn number 4, getting ready to rock off the corner. Green flag is out. Brian Tagg and Zach Robinson wind it up off the corner. We are back underway in the late models as they go down into turn 1.
Look at Robinson trying to make it work down on the inside, trying to hold off Tagg. Tagg gets a great run out of turn 2 and motors down the backstretch, but Robinson hangs tough on the inside. Johnson watches from 3rd, trying to decide which lane to take as those guys continue to race side by side.
Yeah, really aggressive battling up front as Robinson throwing it in hard on the inside lane. Knows he's going to get the run to get around before Tagg gets the advantage with that momentum on the outside lane. For now, they race side by side. Robinson putting up a good fight here, wrapping the bottom grooves through the corners, but Tagg's got the lead and he's clear at lap 5.
Yeah, Tagg with the momentum up there in the second groove, able to get in the throttle just a little bit quicker. And that's the advantage down the front stretch and now the back stretch as he puts a length between himself and Zach Robinson.
Off of 4 they come one more time, back across the stripe. Single file at the top of the field.
That time Robinson pushed up the racetrack a little bit and allowed Tagg to gain a little bit more room, a little more comfort in that lead. Robinson tries to reel him in through the 3rd and 4th turn, but Tagg still too strong, will lead that lap.
Down into 1 and 2 they go. It's opened it up to 4, 5, 6 car lengths over Robinson as they come down the back straightaway. Comfortable for now. We'll see as it goes on as they go down into 3 and 4. Long race here for the late models. 30 laps, still 22 to go when they hit the stripe this time by. A lot can happen, but right now, Brian Tagg trying to put up a fight to contend for the championship here in 2025, and he's having a good chance to win the icebreaker right now. He leads by about 15 car lengths already over Zach Robinson.
Yeah, continues to drive away. He was a winner here last summer at Thompson. Visited Victory Lane in this late model division. Of course, we're got a few of the normal competitors for the late models taking the night off as they get ready for the big race this weekend up at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. They will be running, of course, with the American Canadian Tour. So to concentrate on that big money race this weekend, they've taken the night off from competing here at Thompson. So still have a pretty stout field of late models, and we're watching the action from second on back. Zach Robinson in the 89, Jake Johnson in the 91. Yeah, that's Jake doing double duty here and in the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour. And they're being followed closely by Nick Lascola in the 39.
Yeah, good run for these three as they race down into turn number 3. They're not quite fast enough to keep up with Tag at this point, but still having a good little battle here for second on back. Johnson looks a little bit quicker than Robinson, but I'm not sure he's got enough to get up there and muster a pass at this point. We'll see as we get into the second half of the race. Right now they come down the back straightaway, and Robinson over Johnson by about a car length down into 3 and 4. Off of 4 they come one more time, back across the stripe. Tag, that time by about a tenth of a second quicker than the challengers coming behind him, so looking pretty solid here in the early going. And I say early, we're 2 laps from the halfway point. Lap 14 will go on the board when they hit the stripe this time.
Yeah, there's your leader, Tag, across the stripe, and there's that battle for second. Jake Johnson just kind of waiting to make the move, and it may be go time for him right now as he takes a peek to the inside of Zach Robinson, trying to carry that momentum into turn 3. Robinson trying to pinch him down low and keep him from pulling alongside.
Down the back.
Now Johnson's got to contend with Lascola, who's come right back to battle for the third spot.
Yeah, Lascola's got a good car working the outside lane. That number 39, Nick, a Legends car competitor for many, many years, taking his chance once again with the full-body stock cars, and ran up a little bit high there in turns 3 and 4. Had to lift out of it and let Johnson have the position. So Lascola settles into 4th. While those two battled, that allowed the 91 of the 89 of Robinson to open up the gap a little bit, pull away as they come off turn number 4 one more time. This time by when they hit the stripe, there will be 13 laps remaining.
Okay, you talk about a gap. How about that gap that Brian Tagg has there in that number 9 MA? Continues to open it up.
Yeah, very comfortable lead for him. I'm sure he's not looking in the mirror too much at this point. No real need as the field getting smaller and smaller in his rear view with 12 laps to go that time by.
Looks like Robinson may be comfortable in second now because you got to go a couple of car lengths back to Jake Johnson in the 91. And then another 3 or 4 car lengths back to Lascola, who runs in the 4th spot.
Yeah, nice comfortable run for these guys. Spread out a little bit, but yeah, good solid first race of the season. Get their feet wet a little bit for 2025 as Charles Bailey and Jeff Bellier go -1 to the field. Bailey having some trouble with the handling on that machine. You can see him slide through the corner up the racetrack. But as they roll right now, Brian Tagg is virtually unbeatable, Pete, it looks like here. Still 10 laps to go, but I do not see anybody going to be able to challenge him up front.
Yeah, he's got a great run going, for sure. Robinson now feeling the heat from Jake Johnson, who starts to climb in on him in that number 91. Johnson again closing the gap. That's the race for second. Robinson in the 89, Johnson in the 91.
Yeah, good racing going on there. Johnson slid off the corner that time real loose with the back end. He's trying everything to close in on Zach Robinson. Jake going to be busy competing in the modified tour race coming up here in just a few moments, but definitely knows how to wheel a race car as he slid that late model off turn 4. Right now he's doing everything he can to try to catch Robinson. Brian Tagg, Pete, is nowhere in sight of these guys. He's leading by about half a straightaway, which is rare in a late model here at Thompson, but he is really putting a whooping on him here with 7 laps to go.
Yeah, hooked up is putting it mildly for Brian Tagg as he is really checked out. And yeah, you're right. A half a straightaway here at Thompson is quite a distance to be out in the lead. Certainly he does not want to see a caution flag at this point with just 6 laps to go. That's your leader, Tagg, right there in the 9MA, continuing to show the way around.
Yeah, this battle for second, Pete, is not over. I mean, you see right here as they come across the stripe, second, third, and fourth are right together. And honestly, not far behind them is Jared Roy in the 1. Johnson is closed in within a car length, but he just can't get off the corner enough to get a one down the straightaway. He's definitely better on entry, closes up a little bit, but Robinson seems to have the, wait a minute, never mind, slid off the corner there. Johnson's going to make the pass, and Lascola's going to follow.
Wow.
Yeah.
How quickly things can change, right?
Robinson got really loose down there in the center of 3 and 4. The back end stepped out, and he had to hang on to it. Now Lascola's super loose off of 2.
Now I wonder if maybe somebody's dropping something on the racetrack, some fluid that's causing these guys to skate all over the place.
Yeah, you really, really wonder.
As Robinson's trying to come back on Lascola, but as the laps wind down and they'll have 2 to go next time, then nobody's catching Brian Tagg, but meanwhile, Jake Johnson has gotten into a comfortable second place.
Yeah, Johnson opened it up to about 5 car lengths between he and Lascola in third. Zach Robinson fourth now, and Jared Roy is not done yet trying to close in with 2 to go that time. I wouldn't be surprised if Roy makes a run at it here for the 4th spot before the end, but as they come down into 3 and 4, Pete, Brian Tagg long gone out front. He's had a phenomenal race, and he's 1 lap away from victory in the Icebreaker.
Yeah, he could pretty much coast home right now as he sets the sail off the second turn and down the backstretch, and the rest of the competitors are just working the first and second turn right now. We're talking about Jake Johnson in a comfortable second. Lascola comfortable in third as the checkered flag goes in the air, and Brian Tagg wins it. Jake Johnson will finish second. Nick Lascola finishes third. Zach Robinson holds on for fourth. Jared Roy, with a good run, rounds out the top 5.
I don't know if you were looking in your mirror, but they were probably getting smaller and smaller the longer that went.
I heard the gap was closing, was not closing, and I was not looking in my mirror. I'll tell you what, this car, the JV Mechanical Pro Automotive Chevy tonight was very, very good. My sponsors that came aboard this year, Tri-State Metal Roofing, Jay Mahota, we got Barry Equipment up here, LaMountain Brothers, Eric's Cutting Edge, P&D Pizza supplies us with great food, Harvest Moon Health Foods, and my whole crew, Bob Phil, does a great job of getting this car ready. My family couldn't make it tonight because they were all tied up. It was very busy week, but fans sticking around, my family, my dad, everyone that helps us out. The crew's awesome. Couldn't do it without them. Happy to be here. Never won an icebreaker. Been trying for a long time.